Hey guys, good morning. We're talking about Matthew chapter 5. We're talking about the Beatitudes. We get to verse 9 now, and we're talking about what it means to be a peacemaker. You know, at church recently, we've been working on a series through the kingdom parables. Jesus wanted to reestablish his kingdom on earth here because Satan had stolen it just for a while, but Jesus is in the process and has taken it back again. But we're talking about what it means to be a part of God's kingdom. You see, there are certain characteristics, if I may put it like that, of people who are part of the kingdom of God. Now, I know we live in a physical kingdom, but in the spiritual realm, we live as believers in a kingdom of God that is governed by certain characteristics. You'll know you're living in the kingdom of God and you're part of his kingdom when these characteristics begin to develop in your life. We've said so far that the characteristic that gets you into the kingdom is that of coming in dependence upon God, poor in spirit, and saying, God, I have nothing to offer you. I'm spiritually bankrupt and I need you. And we ask God for his salvation and we come to him and it's a declaration of our need of him. No one gets into the kingdom unless they do that. But then when you get in the kingdom, according to the order here, we have a purity of heart that comes where we begin to mourn over this thing called sin and how that sin can invade our lives. Sin can trash our relationship with God, and we get serious over the issue of sin. We've spoken about what it means to be meek and not weak. We've spoken about what it means to hunger and thirst for the kingdom of God. We've spoken about kindness. We've spoken about so many different aspects of what being in the kingdom looks like. If you want to know what kingdom characteristics are like, have a read of the Beatitudes. Now, today I want to take you to another aspect. I want to talk what it means to be a peacemaker. Passage says, "Blessed are the peacemakers, for they shall be called the children of God." Well, let me put it the other way around. For those of you who are children of God and believe that you are, then being a peacemaker should be the next evidence that we need to be showing to the world around us. Now, this is a big subject. In fact, it's a huge subject. The whole Bible is a declaration of God's peace kind of passion for peace that he has for mankind. We kind of lost that peace in the Garden of Eden when Adam and Eve decided they wouldn't want to come under God's laws and guidance. They wanted to do their own thing. And so a declaration of war was made in the Garden of Eden, and there was no peace from thereafter. But let me tell you this, and as we begin the study on the peace of God and peace with God and what peace from us to the world around should look like, is that God is not at war with you. God is not at war with me. God is at war with our sin. And God hates sin so much because of what it has done to us, that sin has separated us from God, and God hates that. And so God says, I want peace with my children. I want it to be like it was back in the Garden of Eden. And so God came with the plan of sending to us a peace child. We read in Isaiah that Jesus is declared to be the Prince of Peace. He's the son of he who is peace. He's the Prince. And God came up with this restoration plan that said, Son, will you go down and be the peace offering for mankind? See, we couldn't cut it. We were trying to find peace with God through obeying the law. It's not going to work. We've all tried that, I'm sure, where we think that just by being good, we can get into the kingdom. God saw that it was not possible. The bar was set far too high. None of us, as high as some of us will jump in comparison to how high we have to jump, we're not even getting anywhere near close to obeying the law to be able to declare to God we have peace with him. God saw our dilemma. And so he declared war on the reason for our inability. He declared war upon this thing called sin. So I need you to understand right at the outset of what we're going to be talking about, God is on your side. Not against you, he is for you. I love that song that we sing in church that declares that truth. He's not against us, he is for us against sin. So if you think that you're at war with God, then you probably need to rethink that, and we'll talk a little bit about that tomorrow. Because that war that you're having with God is not between you and God, it's a war that's taking place in your head. Because God has said, I've sent Jesus, my peace offering, my sacrificial offering, so that you and I can have peace with him today. Let me finish this by asking you, have you got that? You're not going to get it by trying for it. You get it by submitting to the will of God and let His peace be your portion. He is your peace, people. He's broken down every wall in order to get to you. Take a few moments today, if you will, and it's very simple truth that God is with you against your sin. You're not fighting with God, you're fighting with yourself over the issue of sin. And I'm going to talk about that again maybe tomorrow. But have a great day, guys. He's with you, not against you. He's with you against your sin. And we're going to talk about that for the next week or so. Have a great day, you people, and I'm looking forward to seeing you soon. Bye-bye.